And we are, of course, live with our morning phone-in. 10 o'clock sharp, nothing gets past me. And that is the 13th, Wednesday, the 13th of October 2021. How amazing. Just the time flies when you're having fun, I always say. Now, we're live on TikTok. A very, very good morning to you from the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. If you're just joining us on TikTok, good morning, America. I know it's the middle of the night for you. And good evening, Australia. Fantastic. Lovely to have you with us. Hello, Canada. Always good to have you all with us. And a very big dinky-doo from me, Scottie McClue. Good morning to every single one of you. We're live on YouTube. If you've just joined us on YouTube, subscribe and tap the bell so we start building up the YouTube channel, because the phone-in, the internet phone-in, is going to be absolutely massive. There we are, I can tell you. Mad Mouse has just joined. Hi, Scottie. Hi, Mad Mouse. How lovely to have you with us, and a very, very good morning to you from Scottie McClue and all the McClueites. Scottie, do you remember me from Newcastle? Of course I do, EJB. How lovely to have you with us. And I see you're a magpie man. How amazing is that? Good day, Sauces Frank. Good day, Frank. Lovely to have you with us. Have you just finished your work? Let's see who's with us live on Twitch and YouTube, LinkedIn and Facebook Live. Here we go. Dinky-Doo says Stuart Houghton. Have I said that right, Stuart? Morning, says the wonderful Dee Gourley. Good morning, Dee. How lovely to have you with us. And Dinky-Doo. And thank you again for all your kindness. OMG, I love your voice, says Vampire Cookie. Vampire Cookie, OMG. How lovely to hear from you. And Dinky-Doo. Dinky-Doo, Scottie Law. Beachy Dinky-Doo to you. How lovely to have you with us. Good morning, says the wonderful Karim Sakaraya. Now, let's just see if the phones are open. Check the phones, I always say. If in doubt, shout it out. There we are. Yes, I think we've got the phones open. So if anybody wants to give us a call, I'll just check everything's working here. Yep, that seems to be fine. So the phone should be on call now. If anybody wants to give us a ring, the number, of course, 0141 628 9795. Beachy has sent me red roses. Good morning from Will and Kimberly in Nottingham. We love you in Nottingham. Good morning, TikTokers. How lovely to have you with us. And you're very, very welcome, I say. I'll move you along a little bit so you can join us. Good morning, Kareem. Lovely to have you with us. Who's calling? You're live on Scottish Phone-In. Who's that?
Good morning, Scottie. It's Kareem.
Ah, Kareem, good morning. Well done, you, sir. You're brilliant.
Thank you, Scottie.
How do you manage to time it?
Just pure luck.
Fantastic. Well, here you are here.
Yes.
Stuart saying, get a fish supper down at the Thornley Bank Chippy. He's quite right. A fabulous Chippy, Alberto's in Thornley Bank.
I know the one.
Yes.
I know the one.
Wonderful.
Yes. Scottie, I've been reading about, this might appeal to some of your TikTokers.
Yes.
DC are changing Superman. They're making some changes to him.
Yes.
They are considering, well, I think they are now making him, instead of, they're going to make him bisexual.
Right.
And there was talk, people suggesting it could be offensive calling him Superman as opposed to they should be calling him super person.
No. Superman is a male. He may be a bisexual male, but he's a male.
Yes.
You see? So therefore, he's Superman.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I just think it comes back to that, what we've spoke the last couple of days about a small minority demanding change.
No, they shouldn't. And I hope DC don't bow down too much to all this. Yes, absolutely, because I think the fact is, you know, as I say, Superman is a man. He is a male. He has always identified as a male. So unless Superman himself has, put in some sort of application to change, he may be a bisexual male. That's Superman's own business.
Yes.
You know? If he wants to go with another Superman or a Superwoman, that's absolutely fine. He has a choice. Yes. So from that point of view, I think we need to be very careful that we don't lose genuine ladies and gentlemen in a fog of, well, let's just call us anything. I mean, we could, I suppose, make a decision on Scottie McClue's phone-in that we just talk about a person, and it's a wee surprise when you meet them what they are. So, you know, I could say, I'm meeting Scottie McClue. Does anybody know if Scottie McClue is a guy or a girl? Say, nobody knows. No, it doesn't matter. We don't do that. He's just a guy. I think he might be a guy because he's got a big beard.
Right.
You see?
Scottie, you've been in this, like, theatre and plays. When they speak to the audience, do they not say good afternoon or good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for coming? Or
what in what again, Kareem? I just missed you.
Sorry, in theatres, you know.
Oh, the theatre. Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen. Here is a management announcement. You know, yes. But I think we could probably add ladies and gentlemen and those in between.
Right. Okay.
You know.
So everyone's included.
Everyone's included, but you see, everyone's included anyway because, you know, they are going to be either a lady or a gentleman by that definition. Now, they might be a bit rough, meaning that they might not be gentlemen or ladies. You know, so you could say blokes and women.
Yeah, I think that I was listening to someone speak about this, and there is some points that there is only, overall, there's two genders, male and female. Now,
yes.
when other people want to identify, it's like a sub-factor of that gender, but at the end of the day, you do really end up with just male or female.
You're going to be male or female, or obviously you could change by getting your bits added or removed. You know, so, you know, it is possible to change gender, but I mean, at the end of the day, there are only two genders, and then all the others that we've added in are new to the mix. And we would need to be asking a lot more questions about why are we doing this? You see, because ladies and gentlemen, or males and females, covers everybody. You know, so we've got that. Then, as you say, you're going down to subgenders. So you need to say, what's your subgender? Why would you be asking somebody that? Because it's about their private life. You see, so I don't think it matters. I think we've got it absolutely right on Scottie McClue's internet phone-in because everybody is equal.
Absolutely.
We are all encompassing. Nobody has to label themselves. You know, so if somebody comes on and says, I'm so-and-so and I'm gay, you say, why are you telling us this? Well, it's because of the point I'm about to raise, Scottie. I didn't want you thinking I was anti-gay because I'm just letting you know that I am actually gay. Something like that. We can then say, so you're telling us because you want to illustrate your point. But other than that, I mean, I just need to know that you're called Kareem. I don't need to know anything else about you because then I can, you know, you can be judged on your conversation and the quality of your call, which is always high.
Oh, thank you.
Do you see what I mean? So you know, any labeling, any judging, you know, somebody could say, oh, that Kareem. And you know, who's Kareem? The guy on Scottie McClue. And you say, well, do you know if it's a guy? You say, well, it doesn't matter. So we need a lot more things that don't matter. You know, I think that's the stuff. I think we have to look at what's happening. I mean, I think a lot of this is to divert attention from the fact that we've had Brexit, which is, you know, heading for ruination. And then we've had a pandemic, which is heading for ruination. And I think the politicians are thinking, for goodness sake, invent something else they can talk about, or we'll catch the lot in the neck.
Correct. Well, I think as a nation, we are absolutely fantastic, Scottie. I think we complain about everything. I think there's a lot of negativity out there.
As a nation, do we complain about everything?
I think we do. I think a lot of people like a good moan, you know, a good wee moan.
Everybody seems to like it. I personally don't. I can't be bothered with it because I don't want to be seen as thinking small.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, oh dear, my lace has just broken. My day is ruined. The day started badly because my lace broke. No, the day didn't start badly. You know, just your lace broke. Big deal. I looked out the window and it was a dirty, filthy morning.
Yes.
It's been so bad all day. Now, we haven't time, especially dog walkers, you haven't time for any of that. You think, oh, it was that wet this morning, I had to put on my big jacket.
Yes, absolutely. And then you just get on with it.
Well, the dogs were loving it. They love a good soaking.
Oh, they do.
You know, and they always wait until they're in the big room, the good room you've just decorated with magnolia paint, and then they shake. They don't shake in the porch. They don't shake in the kitchen.
Yes.
They go through to the good room and then they shake. Yes, and they manage to get most of the wallpaper, the gas fire, the floor, and then if you've got a bit of carpet or rug, it's very good to rub your muzzle along and dry that.
I have a fake sheepskin carpet, and my dogs just love sitting on it.
Yeah. Yes, it's just very nice.
I've got, before I go, Scottie, I've got one other point, which I think...
Kareem, I've just been given a compliment on TikTok. Give you your due. You are funny, lol.
Oh, there we go.
Most people say to me, you're not even funny. I said, I never ever said I was.
No, Scottie, I find it very informative. You know your stuff, and people like to listen to the facts.
Yes, and I think we should always look at the facts because we're not getting them from our politicians.
No.
We're getting a lot of storm and bluster.
Yeah.
You know, if you listen to politicians nowadays, one of the big interviewers will ask them a very straight question, and they'll start always the answer, well. So if somebody says, are you going to say sorry this morning? Well, you see, what we're going to need to do here. Now you say, no, the question was, are you going to say sorry this morning? Well, if you'll give me a chance, I'll tell you what we're going to have to do here.
Yeah,
and on it goes like that, avoiding the question. And it would be so, we'd have so much more respect if they said, well, I'm not going to say sorry this morning because I don't know exactly what I'm apologizing for. Once I've read the report, ask me that question again.
Yes.
But you're a minister, you should have read the report. No, the report has not actually officially been published yet. So I'm not going to go on hearsay. Then you would start just saying, I have so much respect for this politician.
Yeah, that does my job right.
But you see, if I went into politics, the first thing would be the chief whip would call me into his office and say, now you speak when spoken to and you shut your mouth. And if I said, well, what about letting me go on Andrew Marr this weekend? Absolutely not. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that's a possibility.
Yes.
It's hypothetical.
Yes.
But it wouldn't surprise me.
Well, I was reading with one thing, I think this might get people talking a little bit. There's people complaining about litter.
Yes.
Across the city. And obviously the council always get a bad rap. They always moan and complain about the council. But people were raising a very good issue that the bins were just cleared, they were empty, and there was litter all around about the bin. So to me, I think, is it not that people have to take more personal responsibility instead of expecting the council to come running and cleaning their mess?
People need to take more personal responsibility, full stop. You know, I mean, we've become a nanny state. I mean, Glasgow in general is outstanding with its cleansing. They are wonderful, wonderful people. And the same goes for other cities I've lived in. Outstanding. You know, and these are fantastic people. And of course, in actual fact, they're your colleagues, as you know. You know, and you'll be like me. I always love to give the bin lorry a good thumbs up when I see and shout thanks. You know, and I think that's very, very important, because they really do a fantastic job. They're helping to keep us disease free, especially in a pandemic. So, you know, so I think from that point of view, but I think people need to take responsibility, full stop, because one of the things that's come out of all the lockdowns is we're now hanging on every word, expecting to be told what to do next.
Yeah.
You know, so we need to get back to making a judgment. Do you know what I'm loving here, Kareem? As we are speaking, I'm watching all these wonderful TikTok messages. They have no respect for our beautiful cities and countrysides as motorbikes. So there we go. Have you still got to book for the tip? Says Mad Mouse. The issue will never be resolved. There are litter bugs everywhere. Good morning, Scottie. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Here we've got a gentleman from Melbourne in Australia. Good day, mate. From Melbourne, Australia, we are still in lockdown, says Mitchell. Isn't that beautiful? So you're being listened to in Melbourne, Australia.
Wow, they're still in lockdown.
There we go. I've worked as a bin man, Scottie.
I don't think we'll be in lockdowns again here, Scottie. I think it'll be localised lockdowns if that's going to become a thing.
Yeah. So you think probably the lockdowns are a thing of the past?
I think so. I don't think they will want the economy ruined. So let's just, for talking's sake, say that Kilmarnock had really just gone through the roof with the COVID cases. I think that would be localised, that they're in a lockdown, people aren't allowed in or out until after, I don't know, a couple of weeks spell, and then it would be opened up again. But we would need to wait and see. I think that could be a possibility.
Just see what happens. Go with the flow, Kareem. Lovely to hear you. Have a fabulous day. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
You know, we'll probably only have a couple more mornings now, and that'll be that. But it's been very, very good.
Excellent. Well, Scottie, I'll speak tonight. Have a great day.
And you. Dinky-Doo, Kareem. Fantastic man. Right, that's our Kareem. Off he goes. Lovely, lovely stuff. Scottie, how would you describe yourself politically? I think probably apolitical. So there we are. McClue is apolitical. I don't have no party politics or anything like that. There we are. Now, who have we got here? Agreed, Scottie, the media is against us. Well, I think mainstream media are letting you down. So who have we got here? Anybody ever heard of a hermaphrodite? Yes, indeed, Dave Deprave. Hermaphrodite is self-reproducing. There we go. So you could be a hermaphrodite. You can identify. You could be asexual. You're live on Scottie's Phone In. There we go. Hang on. You're live on Scottie's Phone In. Hello, you're live on Scottie's Phone In. Who's that?
Good morning, Scottie. How are you?
Good morning. How lovely to... Is that Martin?
Yes, again. Martin.
Yes, how lovely to hear you, Martin. Are you Dinky-Doo?
Dinky-Doo yourself.
Excellent. And are you enjoying the phone in?
Yes, I am enjoying the phone. It's really, really, really good.
Fantastic. We love it. I was just very interested in what Kareem was telling us there.
Yes.
Yes. Lots of very good stuff, Martin.
Yes. So what have you been up to this
Well,
morning before you
what we've been up, this is Wednesday morning, and we're just going to have Thursday and Friday in the mornings, and then that's our morning phone-ins for now, because I'll be going back to work, and so will everybody else, you see.
Nice, cool.
So there we are. Superman now is bisexual. We've come up with that. You know, so that's very interesting.
How do you feel them bringing back all the Christmas markets this year?
Well, I think that's a very good idea, to be honest with you. I think that's fantastic. You know,
do you think we're ever going to go back into another lockdown, or do you think that's?
Well, we've just been talking this. I don't know if you heard, Kareem, but he thinks that the lockdowns are probably a thing of the past now. You know, which is a good thing. Let's hope.
Yes. Have you had your COVID jab as well?
Oh, all these things, absolutely. But we don't discuss anything to do with COVID on here, because that's mainstream media.
Okay.
So we leave that to the mainstream media. We don't discuss pandemics. We don't discuss anything like that.
Okay.
You know?
So
mainstream media, but lovely to hear you, Martin.
So, how long have you been doing the radio thing?
This the what we're doing right now. We're into week number 6. Yes, we're into week number 6. So amazing.
Cool.
Excellent. And what about your good self? Are you enjoying it?
Yes, I am. I am on the bus heading to work as well. So that's
wow, good for you, Martin. That is excellent news. Now, you take great care of yourself and have a lovely day.
I will. Dinky-Doo to yourself, mate.
Dinky-Doo, thanks for your call, Martin. Appreciate it. Wonderful. There we are. Fantastic, guys. To the telephones. Yay, says Stuart. Dinky-Doo. Thank you, Kareem, for your lovely Dinky-Doo there. Good call. Scottie, what is your opinion on the BBC? Well, I think the BBC do some fantastic programs. But of course, you're bound to do good work if you're taking £160 off everyone, you know, and they've not got a choice whether to pay that or not. So perhaps we have to look at why the BBC was started and say, is that still relevant today? And the reason the BBC was actually started was because after the First World War in 1918 and 1919, the government in Britain were in a panic that this very, very powerful phenomenon called radio could be used for anti-British propaganda, and they had to get control of the airwaves. So they set up the British Broadcasting Company, but it wanted to be free from government interference. And they appointed the great and the good lords and ladies involved. And they appointed a young Glaswegian, who was very successful, called John Reith, to set it up for them. And they had 4 employees, and they had shares. So, you know, I think who had shares in it? I think Vickers had shares in it, if I remember right. Anyway, doesn't matter. One of the big Manchester companies had shares in it. And that was the British Broadcasting Company. John Reith then was with them for, I'm just trying to think when he came out, probably a good 13 years he stayed with them till he was 50. I don't know why he left, actually. I don't think he knew why he left. And that he had incorporated it into the British Broadcasting Corporation. And then it went on to employ about 27,000 people at its height. I think that's about 23 or 24,000 now. But you think to yourself, are you still wanting to have something that takes £160 a year off you? Are you getting value for money? Because I think there's always been a fight with the BBC not to be the propaganda machine for 10 Downing Street. But I think that got broken at the start of the Iraq War when Downing Street really pushed it and said, we are in charge here. Yes, I think the BBC were trying to tell the truth, and Downing Street was saying, you're telling too much of the truth. It's not helping. So that was what was going on there. Anyway, that was when it really sort of weakened the BBC. And at that time, they had a board of governors. They kind of just fled under pressure. And now I think it's trustees you've got. So my opinion on the BBC, they do some excellent stuff. I think they're driven too much by other people's agendas, and they need to set their own and say, this is who we are, and this is what we do. The only reason Scottie McClue is not right across the BBC right now is because I wouldn't be able to have an opinion on things. So it says, so there's an opinion on the BBC. So there we go. Then there's somebody, Laura, didn't the BBC cover up the crimes of some guy named Jim? I think he had a TV show. Laura, I seem to remember hearing something about that. Beachy says, Scottie, who was Mother Teresa? Mother Teresa was a wonderful, wonderful woman. She was a nun, a Roman Catholic nun, and she set herself up in Calcutta to help. She dedicated her life to helping the poor and the starving and the sick. And she died just after Princess Diana died. Princess Diana was a huge fan of Mother Teresa. And Mother Teresa was a wonderful woman. She was at a party, I think it was in the White House, for raising money. And one of our British politicians saw that nobody was talking to her. So he took her over an orange juice and he said, why do you do it, Mother? And she said, I do it for the poor. She was a wonderful lady, worked amongst all the poor, the diseased, rat-infested areas, disease-ridden places. And she tried to dedicate, she did dedicate her life to easing the plight of so many people who were suffering. So she was a wonderful, wonderful woman. She has been sanctified, I think. She's Saint Teresa, am I right, and beatified. So there we are. The babe was weakened more after Savile. Oh, yes, I think that weakened it, definitely. During the First World War, many men went from the tram cars in Glasgow to war. Mad Mouse, they went from everywhere, but you're right. They didn't need a uniform as they wore the one they had. How fantastic, the tram drivers. God bless Mother Teresa. Yes, indeed. I say to you, God bless Mother Teresa. Absolutely. Wonderful, wonderful lady. Thanks, Scottie, Beachy. Are you Church of Scotland, Scottie? Well, I am all sorts of things. I identify as a Christian. There we are. And we are all Catholic, you see, with a small c. There we go. Yes, that was the good side of her. She also had a bad side to her. Okay, Dave Deprave, you'd better spill and this had better be good. There we are, the old Shugleys. There's the tram cars in Glasgow with the old Shugleys. What's your thoughts on tax being at 12%, national insurance being at 20%? I think it's too high. What about Rock? It's always going to be too high. Let's have it straight. But we are way overtaxed in this country. And the trouble is the government tend to squander the money on things like Brexit. 250 billion quid to protect the rich. Who decided on that? You know what I mean? Now, what do we got here? Morning, mate. How are you? Martin, Dinky-Doo. Lovely to have you with us. Richie McCusker, Dinky-Doo. I don't have live TV, Scottie, so I don't pay the fee. You have to let them know every 2 years if your circumstances change. No, you've got Scottie McClue on the TV. That's much better. You only have to pay the BBC licensing, says D. Goodley, if you watch live TV on BBC or you watch iPlayer. So you can get out of it. They need to scrap the TV license as Fender Tele. Who actually pays to watch rubbish like EastEnders? Whoa, I think you'll find the EastEnders audience is probably quite substantial. I don't watch it, but it might be one of the better things on the BBC. A subscription service is needed for the BBC. They want money. Let people who watch the BBC pay, not us that don't watch it. Fair enough, Fender Telly. There we go. Dinky-Doo, Scottie. Got to head to work this morning. Jeff, have a lovely day at work. Robert Scrimger, I've no problem paying the license fee, but I think it's a disgrace. The over 75s have to pay. I agree with you, Robert. There we go. Hello from Israel, the Jewish Holy Land. How are you, sir? Yes, Rasim. Shalom. Absolutely. Good to have you with us. Come and join us on the phones if anybody wants to phone in. You'd be very, very welcome. Andy Ross says, I'm not Catholic, I'm Protestant. No, Andy, big correction. You are Catholic. You're a member of the Catholic Holy and Apostolic Church, but you have protested, so therefore you're not Roman Catholic, but you are still a Catholic. Newsflash, that'll have wakened you up, Andy. There we are. My God. Well, I guess we'll just have to bite the dust on that one. Absolutely motorbikes rock. Scottie, says Jamie. Dinky-Doo Jamie. She withheld pain-killing drugs, saying the pain would bring them closer to God. Well, Dave Deprave, did she have a point? You know, I'd rather pay higher tax in the UK than what we have here. It's a disaster. Where are you, Laura? Tell us more. The bullets, I meant bite the bullet, yes, not bite the dust. She refused the pain-killing drugs to the dying people. She said it would bring them closer to God. I'm not part of the Catholic Church. I reject papal supremacy. I belong to the Kirk. So, Andy, what you're actually saying is you've protested and you're not a Roman Catholic. But you're still Catholic because you're a universal Christian. There we are. Hello from Southend, Scottie. Kingian. We never managed to establish last night if it's Southend in Kintyre or Southend in the Thames in London. There we are. Mr. McCLUE, I think we'll say bye-bye to you. Half-wit. There we are. I've just banned an idiot. I am certainly not clueless. Welsh independence will happen, says the idiot. Well, no doubt. Scottie can tell me it's a brobrek minlach necht means. Yes, it just means it's a very nice moonlit night. It's a very nice, bright moonlit night. $3,000 for a root canal. That's very kind of you, Laura, but I don't need one. There you go. Okay, Scottie, just let them be tortured by pain instead of eating them. No. Dave Deprave. People are tortured by pain all the time because we don't have assisted dying, right? We don't have that. So people are tortured by pain all the time. So Dave, you need to stop reacting one way or the other and start to see other people's point of view. Yes, it's not just you who's right. It's not just about you. There are varying shades for discussion. That's why we have a phone in. So nothing can be seen in black and white. Scottie, just let them be tortured. Yes, so there we go. Well, you don't know how much the drugs would have helped. I'm talking about health, dental care, if no insurance in the United States of America. Laura, they're trying to clobber the NHS here. It's under terrific pressure. John Calvin, Martin Luther, and John Knox would disagree. The Church of Scotland is Presbyterian. No, nobody's doubting that. All we're saying is Catholic just means universal. And John Calvin, Martin Luther, and John Knox were universalists, yes, as well as protesting against Rome. You see, assisted death is legal in other countries, but here it isn't. I heard maybe soon they will look into it. Well, Kingian, they should be doing that. My grandmother suffered terribly for 2.5 years and, went down to just a tiny little soul. She was very, very well treatment. She received all the latest medication, but her pain Must have been dreadful. And my dog passed away in 15 seconds. Right, now what do we got here? You're wrong, Scottie. Never wrong, Dave. McClue is never wrong. You would need to prove that. There you are, you see. You might be wrong. There we go. Scottie, have you ever been to Ireland? Duke, I know every blade of grass on the Emerald Isle. Every blade of grass. Fantastic. Right, what do we got here? Dinky-Doo? Well, the UK government having a debt of 3 trillion, it's no wonder taxes are so high. People are just shackled to debt in this country. The rich have their loopholes and the rest pick up the tab. Well, Robert Scrimger, maybe it's time for a loophole for the people and say to whoever we owe the 3 trillion, just to let you know, you'll no be getting that. And we'll give you 10 pence in the pound. Yes, 10 pence, a penny, a cent in the dollar. Okay, and see what they do. Scottie educating the dum-dums as per usual. Thank you, Fendertail. Scottie, before I go, did you hear about the passing of Paddy Maloney from the Chieftains? No, I didn't. I'm sorry to hear that. I adore the Chieftains. Oh, Carrickfergus. Oh, till the young men come and lay me down. Ireland is lovely, but I want to move to England or Norway. What about Scotland, Laura? You might love Scotland. Dave Deprave, what's the debate, says Lahoob. Well, what have I walked in on? People are arguing. Anyway, how are you this evening? Gucci, we're having a fabulous morning phone-in. We're 36 minutes in, and we're live on TikTok. So you've walked in on that. Carrickfergus loved it, Mr. Bankster. I want to move to Poland or Serbia. What's the big attraction, Gucci? Tell us more. So that's wonderful. I'm so sorry to hear that, Jeff. Thank you. I only saw Edinburgh. I'd like to see the Highlands. Laura, the Highlands are outstanding. If I didn't have so many things to do with my life, I would be a tour guide for the Highlands. Yes, indeed, an ambassador for the Scottish Highlands. But I have so many things to do with my life. Or I would sit in the old library at Trinity College, Dublin, and just award myself degrees as I passed all the levels. Viewers are high this morning, Scottie. Would you say this has been your most successful early life? Well, I heard this is only the second one, really. We did an 11, no, it's the third, sorry. We did a 10 past 11. We did a 10 o'clock, and then we've done a 10 o'clock this morning. So the only reason if we're not getting big numbers is because people don't know it's on. Like there's somebody saying, what have I walked in on? You know, had they known it was on, they'd have watched from the beginning. But all my lives are now more successful than the previous ones because the internet phone-in as a concept is outstanding. It will grow to absolutely humongous proportions. There we are. Simply my religion. I'm Serbian Orthodox. I'm trying to learn the ancient language, Glagolitic. How amazing, Gucci. We love it. Laura sent me beautiful red rose. Ulster is the best country in the world. Well, you see, Ulster isn't actually a country. Ulster is a province, am I not right? And Ulster isn't 6 counties. I think it's 8 or 9. So there you go. Well, in fact, Ulster's a kingdom. So we could have the country of Ulster. Right, all you Irish people, get on to McClue. You've got chat, live chat. If you're on TikTok, you can interact. I must get myself on, Scottie. Very glad to have joined. Mr. Banks, you take great care. Have a fabulous day. We love it. You say you're never wrong, Scottie. Why would you say that? Slightly narcissistic. No, Dave Deprave. I just don't open my gob until I know I'm right. I check my facts. Nothing narcissistic about checking your facts. You see? You said you're wrong, Scottie, trying to guilt trip me or destabilize me into thinking you might be right and I might be wrong. I know you're not right here. Yes? So I must be right. Nothing narcissistic. Without doubt, you're only getting going, Scottie. I think so, Lahoob. Going to say goodbye, La. Catch the show tonight, 9 p.m. sharp. Flotai, Dinky-Doo. Beachy, beachy, La. Have a fabulous day, and Dinky-Doo. So there we go. Ulster has 6 counties. Good old British soil. Wrong, Robert Stewart. Wrong, 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 wrong. Good old Irish soil. And the 6 counties were then annexed to Britain because the rest of Ireland didn't want to be any longer under the crown. So there's not 6 counties, there's either 8 or maybe 9. Ulster was there a long, 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 long time before either Britain or before the annexation 99 years ago. Okay, cookie. Scottie never ceases to amaze me. Gucci. Ulster's a province in Ireland with 9 counties. Here you go. Here's LaHoop telling you the facts. 6 of these in the north of Ireland and 3 in the, and he hasn't said any more, the Republic. There we are, the Republic. There we go. No, I'm not wrong. Well, Robert, you've just been proved wrong by a pure Irishman who knows his stuff, as well as Scottie McClue, who knows his stuff. So if 2 people tell you you're not well, have a lie down. There you go. You didn't even know that an hermaphrodite identity is both male and female. No, that's what I said. They're self-reproducing. You couldn't reproduce without being male and female. So Dave Deprave, you're not sure of your facts there, my boy. You need to do a bit more research into hermaphroditism. 9 counties in the province of Ulster, Cavan, Monaghan, and Donegal. There you go, Kieran. Excellent, thank you. So, Mr. Stewart, big apologies. I'm 66 and ripped to bits. Yes, you'll have had a tough time at 66. Shredded like ham and pulled like a pork built. There we are. Good for you, Duke. Yes, I think you've just had a long paper round. It's almost 6 a.m. here. Got to get dressed for work. Damn capitalism. Love the USA. Laura, everybody loves the USA. Do you want the Donald back? There's a lot of talk of Donald Trump coming back to America. America wants him back. What do we got here? Doing the Swanee with Deprave. Sick of all his negativity, and now he's trolling you as well as 2 of our other regulars. Well, there we are. Well, I reinstated Joel last night because I think he was dumped by accident. But if there was a consensus that Dave had to be dumped because he was talking nonsense, then, we can look into that because we don't want any disharmony on Scottie McClue's TikToks and on Scottie McClue's phone-ins. So there we are. We don't have it. Donald will be back when Biden is sleepwalking. There we are. Where's your ship, matey? Oh, my ship. It lies in the bay, ready to set sail for a summer day. Fantastic. Pieces of 8. Celtic officials joined us. I won't speak to Trump supporters. Ah, right, Laura. Well, you're going to be keeping very quiet then. Fantastic. I think there's a lot of them. John Young has joined us. Good morning, John. What a joy and a privilege to have you with us. And lovely to have you all on the internet phone-in. Can I ask everybody, not just people watching on YouTube, everybody to go to Scottie McClue's YouTube channel and tap the bell and subscribe. We must start moving the figures upwards. There we are. Do not question McClue. You're only going round in circles. He will win. I will win, LaHoop, because out there are brilliant people like yourself who have spent their life gaining knowledge and understanding of how the world works. And we're not really winning. We're just appraising people like Dave Deprave of the truth. And Dave needs to learn. I don't think he's a silly man, but he does need to learn that McClue knows best. Nothing narcissistic about that. So there we go. Doing the Swanee, says Eb. We'll see, Eb. We'll take a sounding on that. Is the Loch Ness Monster real? Well, Duke, if it wasn't real, we wouldn't see it, would we? There we are. I've just subscribed. Gucci, thank you for that. Every subscriber on Scottie McClue's YouTube channel is pure gold. and every subscriber, because on there is absolutely a feast of entertainment. There's 1,900 videos of all the shows. Pardon me, and you can get the odd halfwit that goes, some of your stuff's an hour, 2 hours, I can't watch that. You say, well, watch 5 seconds. What kind of halfwit are you? You know? Hello, darling from Wales. Hello, Victoria. Lovely to have you with us, Angel. There are 6 counties: Londonderry, Fermanagh, Down, Tyrone, Armagh and Antrim. There are indeed, Robert Stewart, but that does not constitute all of Ulster. There are another 3 that have not been annexed and belong in the Republic. Can you get the message? I mean, are you beginning to tune in there? All right, so Ulster has 9 counties. I thought it was either 8 or 9, but it's 9. Have you got that? There's no such thing as Londonderry. It's Derry. Derry, said Sydney. Well, it depends on your point of view. There are people around who believe it's called Londonderry because they still like the idea of the British Crown being in Ireland. You see, so they call it London. They've named it after Londonderry. Would it become Dublinderry or Belfastderry? I wonder if Ireland goes independent. My family are from Cork. We love Cork. Just no, says Serge. Londonderry as a whole. Derry City Council is in name only, says Robert. No, just Derry, says Crowley. Do you believe in extraterrestrials of the menacing kind? No, I think we need to not be harsh on people because they're from another planet. I mean, we've got some of them on here, for goodness sake. Somebody said yesterday we shouldn't call them aliens. But why is alien a derogatory term? It just means you're no fee here. A bit to introduce another city status in Scottie: Elgin, Dunfermline, and Dumfries. Who gets it? Well, John Young, I love Elgin because of the manny up on the pole outside the superstore. I love Elgin anyway. I love Lossie and all that round there, Hopeton and Hopeman and all that sort of stuff. Dunfermline, well, the king sits in Dunfermline too. Dunfermline is a former capital of Scotland. So we might look at that. And Dumfries is where I'll stay. When touring Scotland, you must come this way. So Dumfries is a beautiful, beautiful town. Might make an excellent city. Yes, I've heard the celebrity said alien is racist and derogatory. I don't get it. No, I think an alien just means you're not from here. So let's use the term alien and not listen to singers telling us what we can say and what we can't. We don't tell them what to sing. Scottie, can we have the story of Robert the Bruce and the spider? You can. Robert the Bruce was lying in his little bed just the night before battle. And he was thinking, do we try again to beat the English? And in the corner of the room above his bed was a spider weaving her web. And every time a piece of silk broke, she reweaved it. 3 times he watched her. And he thought, if at first you don't succeed, try again. And I noticed this morning a very senior member of the Bruce family, who's a very senior soldier, on Twitter had put a picture of a spider's web and said something like, quite an image for a Bruce. So go on to Scottie McClue's Twitter and you'll see it as the second thing. So go on to @Scottie McClue. John Young says the king sits in Dunfermline Toon drinking the blood-red wine. So Dunfermline, an ex-capital of Scotland. So there we go. Wow, incredible. So inspirational. Thank you. Not at all wonky pint. And you'll see a TikTok of Scottie McClue's on the car mirror, a spider's web. I still hold with that. And also a toothless elderly parrot says the same thing. If at first you don't suck seeds, try again. Scottie, what do you think about Glasgow? I absolutely love the bones of it. I've worked in all the cities of the United Kingdom, virtually all of them. And I stay in Glasgow. I always go back to Glasgow. And every time I'm crossing the Byres Road and seeing signs for Hillhead and Maryhill and the Botanic Gardens, I think to myself, well, I'm going to have to leave all of this behind. One of the biggest wrenches was breaking up my flat in Glasgow to move to Preston for the first Scottie McClue phone-ins. But we did it. I've had 8 houses. So excellent. What's happening here with all the chat? Wonderful. 50 minutes into it. The resilient Scots defeated the English back in 1314. They did at the Battle of Bannockburn. Bruce and Wallace. Have you been to Airdrie? Of course, madman. I know Airdrie at the back of my hand. I used to run the local radio station for Airdrie. Tremendous stuff. Dinky-Doo. Lovely to have you all with us on here. Scottie, my man, Mr. Dancer. Hope you're well. Please tell me which is the greatest Scottish city. Mr. Dancer, every Scottish city is great. They're just different. So one is not necessarily better than the other. Obviously, if I had a little bias, it would be Glasgow. But I adore Edinburgh. I adore Dundee. I adore Perth. I adore Dunkeld. I adore Stirling. I set up their radio station 30 years ago, Central FM. I adore Aberdeen, lived in Aberdeen. I adore Inverness, Sneggy. Love that. I love Elgin. Yes, a beautiful, beautiful city. Dunblane. Wonderful, wonderful place. So there's so many good things. So I don't know. Scottie, what do you think? Oh, yes, we do. Morning, Scottie. Margaret Thatcher's birthday today. Stuarty, how are you celebrating it? How should we celebrate Margaret Thatcher's birthday? Now, come on, YouTubers. Come on, Twitchers. Come on, Facebook Livers. Come on, LinkedIners Live. Come on, TikTokers. How do we celebrate Margaret Thatcher's birthday? Saw the video of your biggest fan. Did you like that one, DJ? Check out my latest TikTok videos. They're all for you. Wonderful stuff, we say. What about Greenock? Greenock is one of the most outstanding places in the world. And I think at one point there will be a blue plaque going up outside the flats in Brisbane Street. Yes, a blue plaque for a very famous broadcaster born here. The Great Iron Lady. Yes, don't go near her with a magnet in those days. There we go. Now, how should we celebrate Margaret Thatcher's birthday? Somebody was on the other night saying they want a statue of her in George Square in Glasgow. What about that? Crazy, crazy stuff. Crazy, crazy. There we go. Now, is it true that for a city to be a city, it has to have a cathedral? Yes, motivational. Elgin has a beautiful cathedral. Sadly ruined. It was an Easter Sunday service, I think in something like 1634. And there was an almighty crash. I don't know if anybody was killed or injured. And the whole lantern of the cathedral came in. So I hope they got the builders back there. Yes, Brechin. Brechin, we love Brechin. Well, Brechin City football team. And the Diocese of Brechin. Top of the morning to you. Episcopalians have the Diocese of Brechin. Top of the morning to you, top of the morning to you, Samantha. Maggie decimated Scotland. We shouldn't celebrate her birthday. Lee Berrington, a bit harsh. There are other people who has decimated Scotland before. You know, we still celebrate. Absolutely. Top of the morning to you. There we go. I mean, we still, you know, celebrate the Union for some reason, and it's decimated Scotland. Show her your shoes, says Eb. Same as, oh, Eb. Harsh. So there we are. Top of the morning to everybody. Dinky-Doo. Samantha, lovely to have you with us on the TikTok. We're going to have to go soon. I love my hometown of Dumfries to be awarded. You're a Doonhamer, John. Wins over my current home of Gourock, but just. Gourock. Now, Gourock, I don't know when was Gourock's heyday. Gourock was always a very, very beautiful place. Huge, huge railway station. Centre for the pilot boats, Clyde Pilots. Rich's Ferries left from the pier for Kilcreggan. W.R. Rich's Ferries left for Helensburgh and for Dunoon, for the Holy Loch. The Tories are bad for Scotland. We need our independence as soon as possible. Lee, the Tories have always been bad for Scotland. Nothing new about that. Scotland hasn't voted Tory for over 50 years. And we've had virtually nothing but Tory governments apart from a blip when we had the Red Tories called New Labour. There we are. The Labour Party effectively died on the 1st of May 1997. Yes, indeed. So there we are. And has never recovered in Scotland. The heyday was when you were working on the Ritchie ferries. Beautiful views and a skilled pilot. John Young, you say the loveliest, loveliest things. Absolutely. We used to actually steer on a clear day using landmarks. So when I was steering the MV Granny Kempock, to Helensburgh, I was steering her towards the gasometer and then up Sinclair Street. Follow us as soon as you can, guys. Treatment of the hunger strikers was a disgrace. Yallahoob. Of course it was. It always has been. Yes. Are you talking about the Jarrow Crusade in 1928? Yes, that was it. That was it. Always has been. The hunger strikers on the Jarrow Crusade, 1928. There we are. Not so good. But who else have we got here? The train from Dufftown through to Keith is a lovely train journey. I do recommend. Motorbikers, here's one for you. My friend, I'm going to have to go. TikTokers, love you. Bye. I can't get the TikTokers to go. Oh my goodness, we're going to be late. There we are, TikTokers. Poor TikTokers. We're going to have to go in a minute, guys. Yeah, there was a lovely, lovely story. A friend of mine lying in the beach out in Morocco. And he was from your part of the world, your neck of the woods. And he looked up at the blinding sun, Morocco sun. Hope he didn't look directly at it. And he said, aye, they're getting a fine day for the Keith show. How amazing is that? Guys, it's been an absolute blast this morning, a privilege to be with you all. Thank you to our lovely TikTokers. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. I need everyone on the internet to subscribe to Scottie McClue's YouTube channel. So share it and give them the chance of that. To the rest of you, have a beautiful Wednesday. To the Americans, I say good night and God bless. To the Australians, good night and God bless. Well, the Americans will be getting up now. And to all of you, have a lovely day from me, Scottie McClue. Dinky-Doo to every single one of you. Join us tonight at 9 o'clock sharp for the phone-in. That's the big one. Ta-ra, lads!